Hi everyone. From our last episode 8, we just a quick recap. We removed the complete carpet of the Passat. This was to reveal a lot of the wiring harness on the interior. This is to get a better visual of what's going on. What was done in the background that's not shown on the video. We already started labeling all the plugs. So you can see over here, each plug has got a label identifying what is its purpose, what it's used for. Also, you can see, for example, this module. So this is the handbrake module, so we'll put a label on the module and also on the plug of the module. This is going to make it much easier for us. So I think this whole methodology when transferring the harness to the T5, this labeling methodology is going to help us to understand exactly what is going on with the harness. In this episode, we need to start working towards getting the dashboard removed. So we're gonna have to firstly start with the lower sections, removing all the lower panels of the dash. We'll maybe get the radio out. We can also remove the steering, and then we'll also start removing all the aircon vents that's running over here. So let's see how that goes, and yeah, step by step we should, as we make progress, we'll know what's next. Let's get started. Okay, let's start removing. I think these aircon vents are the first things that I need to get out. Let's loosen them up. They're actually quite tight. Oh, so that's the one. The other side one should be the same. Let's see what we do. Here we go. So those two are loose. And the next vent, I see this vent over here. We can get this out. There we go, so that piece is also removed, and behind that is the smaller ones here. That's one, and the other side. That's two. So that's all our aircon vents. Good. Can already start peeping here at the bottom. We can see there's it looks like the airbag module in the center at the bottom. So that's already opening up for us to see. That's the airbag module over there. Okay, so you're on the cubbyhole side. At the bottom we've got T20 screws that's holding the lower section. I'm gonna first remove that, and then we take it from there. Okay, so here's the first one over there. One, two, and the third one over there. And then we also got this one here. While we are at it, let's remove it at once. It's a bigger screw holding the dash. Okay, let's see what happens. Not much. Well, it is removing something here. I've got a screw underneath here. Once we open this cabin, there's also another one on this side. Let's first remove that and see if it will loosen up this whole cabin. That's one, and another one is on this side. Come on. Okay, let's try and get this in. It's a big clip or something. Yeah. There we go. Continue. Oh, there's one more screw we forgot here on the top. I see it now. It's been hidden. It wasn't three. It wasn't two. It's three screws. So let's get them removed. Sorry, it's two. There's two in the center. So let's quickly try and remove that. I need the light over here. Wow, they're really hidden. They're hidden on the top here, behind this piece. Okay, let's get the tools to remove that. There's two screws holding here. They're hidden. I can't come in with the electric screwdriver, so we got to do it with this from there. So that's the one. and the other one is here on the top, on this side, nice and hidden. So if this comes out, I believe this whole cabin should be removed. See, there we go. Okay, so we still got some wiring harnesses on here as well. So there's a light on here, we're gonna have to remove that. And so you got the bottom, what's running here at the bottom? There's a sensor here. I think it's a switch. That's a switch for when the cabin opens. And very important is this is the airbag lock, the lock switch, you know, for the front passenger airbag, to disable it. So we need to remove this. We'll check on the T5 dashboard if these plugs are the same. That will be interesting. If it's the same, that will be easy for us. If not, we'll have to transfer this whole unit, this whole key slot, to the T5. Okay, so you can see the cabin is removed. That's the cabin cooler pipe. This is the harness that was to the cabin. So we've also now labeled all the different switches on the cable, so we know what's what. The next step, this gateway module, we can remove that from there. So this is also been already labeled, so that's good. And then I think we can remove the radio. Let's quickly take the radio out. So it's just normally, this is your standard VW radios. It's got 4 screws on the front. We remove them quickly. That's number 3 and 4. Okay, that's the radio comes out, and that's quite simple. It's got plugs on the rear which we need to remove. So this just has it's got this huge there we go. One, and then on here we've got, this is for the antennas. So that's the radio. Our radio is removed. And the next step is, this side is basically done. We need to get to this panel on that side. Let's remove the panel on the driver's side. And then I actually think this dashboard is going to come out much quicker than we thought. So under this dash, it's the same as the other side. We've got a T20 screw over here. Let's remove this one totally. And we've got another one over there. And there's one on the side here. This should remove this one. Here's one more screw on this corner. There we go. And this is going to be removed. So this cover has got a footwell light, which we need to take out. Okay. And it's got the OBD plug that must be removed. Okay, so we've got all the screws loose on the bottom of the dash there. We need to remove this cover over here, and we're also gonna need to get this cluster out. So I think it's time to get the cluster out. Let's quickly try and remove this panel. So it just sort of all clips that's holding it. Here we go. This will come out nicely over there. So that's removed. And then yeah, here we can see some screws there. This will help us to remove this front panel. Okay, so the cluster is removed. I actually want to go try this cluster out on the new dash. I'm excited about that. Let's try that out. Okay, so before we close off this episode, we're too anxious. We have to try this cluster, the R36 cluster on our T6 new dashboard. So let's quickly try that and see how does it fit. So we're going to first remove this vacuum vent from the right side. Then the radio vent must be removed. I'll show you now why these vents must be removed first. Because this cluster, the display cluster, let's say trim plate, fits behind those two. So we're going to remove that first. It's all clips that pulls this down. Remove that. Let's see if the cluster fits in. Yeah, it does fit. So we'll just, you can see that was the original T6 cluster points that were there. So that mounting points won't work. We'll have to make new ones and maybe a bracket on the top to support it. So this will be some custom work, but we'll get this done. Okay, so let's quickly put this back on. Let's see how does it fit. Tricky. Just gotta line it up over here. There we go. So that's on. Then this radio bracket, the trim plate, sorry. So we put this back on vents and the trim plate, the radio, it's fitting, and the right vent on the side. Ah, that looks quite good. So here we can see that's the R36 cluster, which will definitely fit into this T6 dash. There'll be some slight modifications that I need to do, but it's not rocket science. This we can do. Alright, so I think, yeah, for this episode, I think that brings us to the end of this. In our next episode, we'll continue to remove the dashboard. For now, please remember to like and subscribe, and see you there.